Good morning. Thank you all for being here. We're joined by local government leaders throughout the state of Ohio, by our state auditor, David Yost, and many others to make a large announcement this morning. This morning we are announcing that we are creating a partnership with every local government here in the state of Ohio, inviting 3,900 local governments, including cities, counties, schools, townships, sewer districts, library districts, and everything that falls under a local government here in the state of Ohio, to post their checkbook online at ohiocheckbook.com at no cost to the local governments. We are doing this because I believe very strongly the people of Ohio have a right to know how their tax money is being spent, and I think one of the best ways to make government limited in size and scope and more efficient is to empower taxpayers to hold politicians and government workers accountable. This is a continuation of our transparency initiative that we started about 4 years ago when we first put online the salaries for the state of Ohio and the schools. We have also put online in the interim the property database for every single property here in the state of Ohio, and now we continue this building upon the success we've had with the state's checkbook as well. We believe this is the first time in the history of the state of Ohio, and also anywhere nationally, where local governments at all levels will in one place be able to post their information for taxpayers to be able to see it. We think this fulfills a vision for citizens throughout the state of Ohio to be able to hold public officials accountable. We also believe this will be a great tool for business intelligence and business analytics for local government officials, whether it's someone working at a school system or a city or a village and anything in between. We think this type of transparency will be transformational as far as making government more efficient and, more importantly, empowering everyday citizens. What we're trying to do is take citizens who may feel powerless and make them powerful. Really put the power in the hands of people, everyday citizens here in the state of Ohio, to hold local officials accountable the same way we've done with state officials as well. In the state of Ohio, we have roughly 3,900 local governments. And one of the things we wanted to announce this morning is, as we are standing here in this press conference, there are 18,000 letters being sent to school board members, city councilmen, county commissioners, mayors, and local elected officials throughout the state of Ohio, calling on these local officials to post their checkbooks online and communicating to them that they can do it at no cost to the local governments. This letter right here is a copy of the letter we are sending to these local governments. You should have a copy in your packet as well. So again, there's about 18,000 of these letters going out throughout the state of Ohio. So in the next day or two, every single elected official at the local level here in Ohio will receive this letter, which essentially asks them to partner with our office and calls on them to place their local checkbooks online as well. The letter also includes a reply form where they can send back and check off and say, yes, we're in. Now with 3,900 local governments, there's going to be leaders and there's going to be followers. We're hopeful that there's as many leaders as possible, but I think what we're going to see is, as more and more local governments volunteer and raise their hand to put their finances online, more and more of their neighbors will join as well. And we're hoping that this will change behavior when it comes to spending at the local government level. We're hoping that for certain local officials that may have in the past gone to the conference in Hawaii, instead they'll think about going to the conference in Cincinnati. That instead of staying at the Ritz-Carlton, perhaps in the future they'll stay at the Holiday Inn. We also, as I mentioned, think this will be a great tool for business intelligence and business analytics. So when you have school board business administrators, city councilmen, mayors, county commissioners, what have you, who can actually for the first time in the history see how all the other cities, counties, schools throughout the state of Ohio are spending their money, what vendors they're using, how much money they're spending on vendors and whatnot, they can really use that business intelligence to make wise decisions on behalf of their taxpayers. Now, something I'd like to emphasize is we are approaching the cities, counties, schools, townships, and other local governments in a friendly, cooperative, partnership type way. And that's why you see standing behind me a lot of the local elected officials, but also people who are representing associations throughout the state of Ohio. We're going to give them an opportunity to speak and talk to you about why they're standing up here today. But we are not requiring or forcing the local governments to do this. I do want to emphasize this is a friendly, cooperative partnership. And we'd like to work hand in glove in partnership with the association standing behind us and also with the local government elected officials to get this done on behalf of the taxpayers of the state of Ohio. My vision ultimately is to create this army of citizen watchdogs throughout the state of Ohio who can hold public officials accountable. Public officials here in state government, but also public officials at the local level as well. We believe that this is groundbreaking. As I mentioned, we believe this is the first time in the history of the country where citizens will be able to go in a one-stop shop type website and see spending with this level of granularity for local governments throughout a certain state. We think this will set a new national standard for government transparency at the local level, and we believe OhioCheckbook.com is already setting a new national standard for government transparency at the state level. And we are excited about partnering with the local governments and the local government associations and school associations represented here today. One of the people who every day in his job focuses on holding public officials accountable and making government perform better and be more efficient is our state auditor, Dave Yost.